Hi everyone, welcome to the series Studying in the UK. The topic today is Russian universities. So when a student already decided that they will study in the UK, the next question they could have is which university they should choose, whether they should choose a Russian university or a non-Russian university. And the video today, I try to have you to answer that question. I think I'm in a good position because I did my master degree at the University of Southampton and my PhD with University of Nottingham. So those are two Russian group university. And now I'm working at the University of Lincoln, which is a non-Russian group university. So basically, I have some insight, some experiences that I can have you to answer this question. So let's start. Let I share my screen with you first. As you can see, the question is Russian group universities, yes or no? Okay, first of all, we will move to Russian group website to see what is Russian group. So Russian group 24 members are world-class research incentive university. The unit institution is with their own history and ethos, but they share some distinguishing characteristics. And if you look at the list on the right-hand side, you will see there's some big name here. We have University of Cambridge, Imperial College London, we have University of Oxford, and also we have University College London or UCL. So those are the top four universities in the UK and top 10 universities over the world. Okay, so those are some good side that we can consider Russian Group's university. So get back to our question, whether we should choose a Russian Group university. I will list some pros and cons of choosing a Russian Group university. So when we look at the advantages of Russian Group University, as I mentioned before, they are research incentive and prestigious universities. So if you are a master student, if you are a PhD student, then it would be a big yes for choosing Russian Group University because those are research intensive university, okay, especially for PhD, doctor philosophy. So research is one of the most important side. However, for undergraduate students, it's also important as well because most of you have to do essay, have to do research, especially for natural sciences students, you have to do a lab um, experiment, and it's really important to study at research intensive university. Also, you have the opportunity to work with some of the top academics in the world. And imagine how can you grow um, by working with those best best student and also professor in the field. So again, this is the most important advantages of studying at a Russian Group University. You can be more employable in a job such as investment bank and law firms. So to be honest with you, you will be in a very good position when it comes to employability because recruiters, corporation, they do look at the university where you graduated. So if you graduated from a Russian Group University or a prestigious university in general, you can be in the advantage position compared to other students. Okay, I'm not saying that if you do not study at a Russian Group University, you don't have any opportunity working with big corporation, big firms. No, it's not. It's not the case. Many of my students here at Lincoln, they work at PwC, they work at investment banks. So it's absolutely not the case that if you do not study at a Russell Group University, you don't have any opportunity working for big firms. Okay, you should have more advantage compared to other students only. Also, they are well funded and usually they have best facility. So studying at the University of Nottingham, for example, a PhD student, I can fully relate to this point where the university supply to a wide range of database. So it's quite easy for me in terms of doing research. And I appreciate the fact that people who study and who study at Russell Group University and they have to do a lot of laboratory job. So with good facility, well-funded institution is a big plus for those measure and for those students. Okay, and also Russell Group University they have more abroad link. So as a student, even undergraduate, master or PhD, you can take an exchange year outside of the UK at European institution, outside European area as well, in the US or even in Asia. Okay, so that's a great opportunity for you to experience the world. So those are some of the advantages studying at Russell Group University. So right now it's on good side, right? So is there any point that we should consider studying at um, Russell Group University? We move to the limitations. So actually there's some limitation here. First of all, many universities are not on the list, but they have better ranking. Okay, so this is interesting. Not all Russell Group University have best ranking in the UK. So if we look at the list here, so I construct this list to show you the ranking of all Russell Group University and some non-Russell Group universities. So as you can see here, we have 24 Russell Group University here, and then we have QS ranking in 2022. As I said before, top four in the UK, Oxford, Cambridge, UCL, and Imperial, they are on the top 10 of QS ranking. And then we have other university, including University of Edinburgh, Manchester, King College London, among others. Okay. However, there's some university, their ranking is not really good. We have University of York, Cardiff University ranked one at 151 in the QS ranking, and then University of Liverpool 189, Queen University Belfast 216. And if we look at some non-Russell Group university, we have some university that have better ranking. We have University of St Andrews, which is one of the best university in the UK. As you can see, top 100 QS university, they rank 91. Okay, we also have Lancaster University, University of Bath, University of Reading, and University of Aberdeen. So those are very good university, but unfortunately, they're not on Russell Group. So make sure Russell Group is not just the only criteria for you to choose the university. Also, most of Russell Group university are expensive. Yeah, this is the fact. So when it comes to financial constraint, you actually need to consider whether you would like to study at a Russell Group University. For example, you can pay more than 30,000 at Imperial College London as an international student, but it's around 25,000 at University of Nottingham and around 15,000 only as an international student at University of Lincoln. So, it's a big gap in terms of tuition fee, and that's a one factor you need to consider. You will have more workload, of course. Yeah, though I'm British at university, then the workload will be much more compared to other university, and everyone is more driven. So we can look at this as a positive side or as a limitation. If you work with people who are more driven, then you can learn from them and you can become a better version of yourself. However, imagine that is a burden for you as well if you cannot catch up with all of your study. Okay, then please consider this point when choosing the university. The standard can be marginally higher, of course, yeah, because they are very good university. So let's look at a scenario that you can graduate with first at a non-Russell Group university, at a teaching university. However, you should graduate with a 2-1, for example, with a Russell Group University. So what do you want? Okay, a first degree or 2-1 is enough for you for employability. Okay, so that's another issue. And it comes to the next point. You can either be a big fish in a small bowl or being a little fish in a big bowl. Okay, it depends on you again. And there are big side and downside of being big fish in a small bowl or little fish in a big bowl. Okay, and finally, the last point I would like to list here is teaching excellence framework. Actually, teaching excellence framework is a measure in the UK only they use to evaluate the teaching quality of university, and university can achieve gold, silver, or bronze for TEF, teaching excellence framework. Okay, so there's some Russell Group University actually they wouldn't care about TEF because they are prestigious institution. They think they're doing the great job. They don't really care about TEF. Why? The other teaching university teaching excellent framework is everything they work for. And actually at teaching university, the lecturer they care about the student. They know the student by name. They can work with the student to have them to um, achieve a better version of themselves. While with big university, actually the size of the class is really large. You can imagine at Nottingham, for example, for master course, there are 300 or 400 students in a large room. So it's very hard for the lecturer to know each individual student and to have a student they need to put more effort in their work, and then they have to be more independent. Okay, so this is something also you need to consider whether you are a person who excellent at working by your own or you need help from your teacher, from your tutor, and that should be another point you need to take into account when decide whether you would like to study at a Russell Group University. So that's it, everything I would like to discuss with you today. There are pros and cons studying with a Russell Group University. And finally, come to your choice whether what decision you would like to make in terms of finance and in terms of your ability also. All of them, I would say, are very good university, but then there are a couple of points you need to consider. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you later. Good luck with your choice. Goodbye, everyone.